Welcome to day 4. You've gotten through the crash, the cravings, the shame. Now, I guess unfortunately, comes one of the scariest steps. Telling someone the truth. Let's walk through it together. I'm Rob, and I'm in recovery from a gambling addiction. I made my last bet November the 12th of 2022. And let's be honest, because for so long I wasn't, I really struggled in the beginning to tell the truth. And it was a mixture of feeling guilt about the situation and also just not knowing how to break the news to people. I thought that, if I delivered bad news for the 200,000th time, like I was about to do, that it would break my family, that it would break relationships, it would ruin friendships. And when I told the truth, didn't do any of those things. It really wasn't easy. But the truth was I was suffering more in my head than I was actually in reality. Today's episode is really important to me. It means a lot to me. And I hope that you understand that my goal here in this 7-part series, this being the 4th episode, is to lay out everything that I was feeling during the worst week of my life because it was so worth it. Gambling thrives in secrecy. The addiction, it wants you isolated, ashamed, and silent. Why? Because when you're alone, it can control the narrative. The longer you keep the secret, the heavier it gets. The more your addiction convinces you that nobody would understand. If they knew, they'd leave. Again, more in imagination than reality. Because guess what? The people who've truly recovered, they all had to tell someone. It's how healing begins. Shame is heavy, but connection is lighter. And even if you don't know what to do or say, or how it's gonna go, it's well worth doing. Now let's get practical. Start small. You don't need to spill every detail right away. Here's a simple way to begin. Hey, I need to tell you something hard. I've been struggling with gambling. I've hidden it, I've lied, but I'm trying to stop, and I don't want to do it alone. You could tell a friend, partner, parent, sponsor, anyone, someone who's safe. And if that feels too hard, start by writing it out first. Practice it. Even rehearse in a voice note. The goal is not perfection. The goal is honesty. The goal is connection. That first step, coming out and being not alone for the first time in so long. Let's be real though, let's talk expectations. Not everyone's gonna respond how you hope. Some people might be shocked, some hurt, some might need time. That doesn't mean that it wasn't the right thing to do. Because some people, they're gonna say thank you for telling me, I got your back. You only need one of those people to break the silence. Here's the key, your recovery is not dependent on their reaction. You're not telling them so they'll fix you. You're telling them so that you can stop hiding. And that is freedom. When I did tell my family, it went something like this. Hey, mom and dad, listen, I messed up again. I gambled too much money, and this time I'm really willing to accept the fact that it's become an addiction. It's something that I need help with. It's not gonna be easy. I know you're gonna be disappointed, but I love you guys, and I hope that we can figure this out. Of course, they were pissed. I mean, they were giving me money to bail me out. They didn't understand the addiction. They felt lied to, deceived, and I had to own that. I had to recognize that, hey, I messed up a lot, and I told people lies, and I kept going, despite the fact that it was bringing negatives into my life. But after that day, they were there. They were my support system. They helped me with managing my finances, keeping me accountable, being there for me to check in with. I wasn't alone. When I was alone in the addiction, I would run off to the bathroom and I would have an anxiety attack because of how much money I was down. I would check on scores and realize that the game was not going to turn around for me, and I'd freak out. I was constantly anxious. The adrenaline was always pumping, and I felt like I had to lie all the time. Why would you want to live your life like that? I did it for so long. You don't want to go back to that? I know it's just been 4 days, but hey, it's been 4 better days, hasn't it? Once you air this out, once you get people on your corner, it's going to get easier. Even if in the beginning they're shocked or upset or angry, it's one, not going to be as bad as it is in your head, but two, it's finally going to give you a foundation to build on. Now, to keep things light, I also want to tell you about the worst way that I told someone that I had a gambling problem. It was a first date. Maybe not the best small talk or the best first date thing, but it was this weird date where there was this awkward silence, and I was like, I'm having a really good time, but I wanted to let you know, by the way, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I'm addicted to gambling, and I hope that doesn't ruin things between us. At least I was able to talk to my family in a way that wasn't so word vomity. If you're not ready to tell someone in your personal life, at least tell someone in recovery. There's people out there like myself who've been exactly where you are. If you haven't figured that out by now in this video, then I've failed. Try these groups. Gamblers Anonymous, Reddit's Problem Gambling, Gam Talk, Stop Gambling forums, talking to a therapist who specializes in gambling addiction, and of course, you can always hit me up in the comments. You can send me an email, send me a DM. We have videos that are pretty tailored and well polished and stuff, but this series is just real. This is just me reflecting on how I used to feel and connecting with you and letting you know that you're not alone. And it's hard because there's a lot of people that send me messages, and I wish that I could talk to you all one-on-one all the time. But it's really difficult to keep up with everything while maintaining my own recovery. I do what I can, and I want you to reach out if you're feeling alone, because you're absolutely not. And I promise, try to get back to every single person that sends a message. When someone looks at you and they say, "Me too," something changes in your brain. You start believing that you're not broken. You're just human, and you're getting better. Today's mission is simple. Tell one person the truth. Say the words, send the message. Break the silence, and go to a support group meeting. Whether it's an in-person group, an online forum, talking to a therapist, or it's a 12-step room, make the connection. This could be the moment that everything starts to change. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about money, how to create safety nets, block access, and protect your future so that you can rebuild one day at a time.